Ungagged have requested that I do a piece on Scottish Labour. Their demands of me at times are overwhelming. I have tried to make the journey north to Scotland in order to report on the nonsense the British parties get up to in that fair, green but unbearably wet place. But my ailments keep me rooted in dry Fleet Street. Well, rooted in you old Cheshire cheese, as well the landlord never allows me out of his sight, lest I abscond for good and leave him with my unpaid tab. This is, of course, exploitation. The fucker knows perfectly well I'm good for it, what with my imminent autobiography, my Hound and Whip column, and the odd penny Ungagged sent my way. He enjoys torturing me, and my ability to fill him full of pills both described and on other positions on the pill legality spectrum. So, observing the political landscape of Scotland is sometimes difficult, and doubly so, what with the absconding of Mary Black, with her bar tab settled by a whip round after her leaving do a few days previous. Money always comes to money. What to do? I'm sure Mary won't mind me saying that her banjo-playing and throaty rendition of A Letter from America was nothing like I've ever heard. But her parting speech about how she kicked Douglas Alexander's arse and his subsequent tears was epic. No one speaks of that drubbing in the way they speak of the Portillo moment. Well, let me rephrase that. No one in the London billionaire-owned media speak about it in the same way Scots do. And that tells you something about the disregard Britain has for Scotland. And this exclusion of the land north of the Wall from the discourse of Brit political history ensures, in my mind, that the premature reporting of the demise of the SNP will bite Starmer and Sarwar's Scottish Labour branch in their overinflated scrotum. Of course, I should know about premature obituaries, as there have been countless obituaries of me in publications as wide-ranging as The Spectator and Razzle. Perhaps those two particular magazines are not a good example of wide-ranging. Every time someone has reported me dead, it has been in the wake of some scandal or another, when I've been photographed appearing unwell or out of sorts. Each time the sneering Takai or supercilious Sarah Vine has dragged up some thievery or my love of the bottle or some sort of corrupt match or horse-fixing 100-pound flutter, I've come back with a new book or new column, and I've written a lot of them. Vine in particular loathes the fact that I wrote about the jollity and impressive drug-snorting that ensued at a party I attended with someone she knows, who did some pretty impressive partying, even by my standards. I digress, and I conclude with this. Will the SNP die a death at the hand of the resurgent Labour Party? I doubt it. Sarwar's overconfidence and Starmer's dismissal of a democratic referendum has rubbed a few soft unionist friends of mine the wrong way. And I imagine that's the same across the soft yes-no spectrum. The Scottish electorate is not Farage's country. They are not the unthinking Tories and little fascists of picket fence Middle England, or the hard of thinking who read a lie on Boris's bus and voted against theirs and their family's interests because of the three-word slogan. No, the Scottish electorate are not fooled by three-word slogans. Never mind the meaningless one-word change. That amorphous anything word that most Scots know means the very opposite what Starmer and his motley crew are vaguely suggesting it means. Change in Scotland, according to my poacher friend, Fingers McHunt, her drag name, comes when the leaders that the Scots complain about the most live in the same closes as they do. At present, the politicians Scots seem to hate the most have addresses in London and its surrounds, as well as other residencies and business interests and bank accounts in other countries. Labour, she says, are concentrating fire on a few Glasgow constituencies and have paper candidates and many others. Their limited campaigning power is boosted on some days by additional activists from England, who have been trained to scare the elderly. McHunt suggests that those tactics swung 2014, but may prove to be a Project Fear out of time. Scotland resisted Project Fear in 2016 because they had been its trial focus group in 2014, and they fully understood how it works. Now, Weatherall, dear chap, in celebration of this great Scottish podcast, crack open a bottle of Altmore 10-year-old. I'll never give you a sup of my spirulactone again.